I just wanted to just touch briefly upon our marketing intelligence platform, so Forecaster. It is a bid optimization engine which plugs into advertising channels and spends the money on behalf of our retailers and brands. And at the heart of that is absolutely the principle of innovation and technology and disruption. Because what it does is it takes all of that consumer behavior, and we're going to talk a little bit around what we have pioneered called the buying triggers, to help our retail partners identify where and when to spend their money to get the greatest returns. So it is absolutely proprietary to Summit, and there are a number of things that we have pioneered on this 10-year journey with Forecaster, in particular the principle of buying triggers. So understanding what motivate customers, what are the moments that matter, and what really influences their buying behaviors. Now, that could be seasonality, weather, promotions. There is a long list of buying triggers, and Forecaster is able to observe, measure, and forecast against those buying triggers to plug into advertising channels to make sure that Forecaster delivers the greatest returns. So it enables retailers to hit their cost of sale, profit, customer acquisition objectives, whatever it may be. And it's a bid optimization tool that is absolutely at the front of the market. And we're able to demonstrate that through case studies and different points of value. I just wanted to bring our unique perspective in terms of performance marketing and Forecaster to life a little bit. So what you can see here is the blue line represents a seasonal curve. Now, seasonality is the core buying trigger that underpins the whole principle of Forecaster. So by that, we mean every product, every category, every audience, every customer has a seasonal curve. And if we take that in the example of a product, let's say a bike helmet, there are points in times where that product is more likely to be sold, and there are points in time where that product is less likely to be sold. Okay, and you can see an example seasonal curve in blue on the graph there. Okay, and we use historical data. So we ask, Forecaster asks, what happened this time last year, what happened this time 2 years ago, all the way up to what happened this time 3 years ago. And it mixes that with the most recent data saying what happened yesterday, what happened last week. And it takes both those data sets and produces a seasonal curve. And we have seasonality as the core buying trigger. What then happens is we're able to layer on the other buying triggers, which are moments that matter, that influence customer behavior, demand, conversion, and sales. So over on the example you can see on the screen here, over on the left-hand side, we are seeing unseasonably good warm weather in the season. And what that means is 25% more customers come to the market, and there is a 25% increase in likelihood that customers are going to buy as a result of this unseasonably warm weather. Forecaster understands the weather forecast because it uses weather stations around the UK, and it predicts that actually in this region, a 25% increase in customer demand is on offer. Therefore, we can afford to spend 25% more of the budget to achieve a bigger total revenue distribution at the same ROI. Okay, so it works to deliver more value, but delivering the same ROI. As we go further into the season, you can see actually Forecaster has observed and measured and recognized what happens with competitor promotions. And as you can see in the middle of the graph, actually a competitor promotion actually diverts customers away from our products, away from our brand, and it makes it harder for us to sell to those customers. Therefore, Forecaster recommends that 15% of that budget should be held back, because we won't be able to achieve the objective that has been set. So Forecaster pauses and holds back budget where it won't be able to achieve the objective. And it holds that budget back to spend it at a better point in time on a different customer group, on a different product, so we can absolutely maximize the bang for buck. And all of the buying triggers work together simultaneously across every day, across all products, across all audiences, to deliver the absolute most value for our retail partners. And we're able to actually say that it delivers a 12% improvement in the cost of sale versus one of the competitors who I named earlier. So for French fashion and home retailer, we went head to head with representative sample groups. We took half the categories and the incumbent technology took half the categories, and we went head to head. And Forecaster was able to deliver a 12% improvement on cost of sale. Bearing in mind, we were participants in this test, we weren't running the test. But we are able to say that for every £100 that the incumbent piece of technology invested, we only had to invest 88 to achieve the same revenue, which is absolutely fantastic. And we can attribute that to the sophistication and the impact of the buying triggers. So understanding the value and the nuances of different promotions, understanding the value and the nuances of seasonality, and understanding the value and the nuances of audience and the likelihood of different customers and different audiences to buy at different points in time. So the combination of all those things came together and delivered a 12% improvement on cost of sale through channels such as Google Search, Microsoft, and others.